What up, world? It's your boy VicXL, Country Rap Report. And y'all know what we do right here on the Country Rap Report. We give you the best in reviews, interviews, and news in the genre of country rap. All right, please make sure y'all like the channel, subscribe to the channel, comment, share, and tell your people about the Country Rap Report, and we're back in full swing. All right, now today is no different than any other day when we talk to good people. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have a guest that I'm about to bring up, and we're gonna definitely get into it. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave comments, share, and make sure you hit that notification bell the way you're notified anytime we drop brand new content. Also, make sure you're checking us out over on the gram at Country Rap Report. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got a guest, and we got to bring my guy up. And in the meantime, in between time, make sure you guys are definitely following us on Instagram, and you'll subscribe to the channel. That way you can check out all the content. All right, ladies and boys and girls, I got my guy Decon Blu. Just checked in. Deke, let me get you to turn that mobile device horizontal.
You good?
No, turn the whole device horizontal. Boom! Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Country Rap Report. My guy, Decon Blu. How you doing, good sir?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Man, I am doing absolutely amazing, especially after what's been going on in my town. We just experienced a major tornado. I was without electricity for a while. I was without internet for a while, but I am back in the swing of things.
All right. Good. I'm good, man. I ain't got no tornadoes up here.
Hey, man. Hey, it was in my, I'm gonna be honest, it's the first time I've always seen these type of disasters on television. This is the first time I've literally been able to get in my vehicle and ride and see this type of stuff. And it breaks my heart. But you know, I'm glad to say there's absolutely positively no casualties. Just a lot of structural damage, wood damage, people without electricity, people being displaced and having to find places to live, but no one has lost their life.
Good. I'm happy to hear that, man.
All right, so look, let's get into the life of Decon Blu. First and foremost, I always start my interviews off by telling my guests I'm very humbled to have you here. You could have been doing anything else right now, but you're talking to me, and for that, thank you.
Feelings extremely mutual, Vic, for sure. The work you put in, everything you do for the folks in the genre, feelings absolutely mutual, man.
All right, so I'm sure everybody wants to know, and I'm one of those people who I kind of know, but we're gonna bring it to fruition right now. Where is Decon Blu from?
So I was born in Gainesville, Florida.
Whoa, you from the South?
Born there.
Okay.
Born there, Gainesville, Florida. Go Gators. But I moved early, man.
You know my Bulldogs just won national championship, right?
Oh, I'm SEC all the way. I'm not a Bulldog hater, man. Unless they playing the Gators, right? So.
Then I think y'all caught an L this year.
Oh, many of them.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? We ain't gonna dwell on this. As long as you're not one of these disillusioned fans. Okay, born in Gainesville, Florida. I apologize. I had to go.
Yeah. No, it's my bad. Brought it up. So yeah, born in Gainesville. Only lived there till I was about 4, but then we moved to New York. So I was raised in New York.
Okay.
And I know you could tell by the accent. So
you a Yo Dun son Gunny? You one of those?
Yeah, I guess.
What up, what up, B? What up, God? Did you come up in that era of hip hop?
I came up in the same era you did, Vic. I'm OG. So I came up from the time of Houdini. You name those classics, MC Shan, KRS-One, you know, when it was golden, let's say.
So what moved you from Florida to the East Coast?
Um, Parents decided to relocate, and then you know, dad decided to move back, and mom stayed up here, and then the rest is history, you know. So yeah, no. So spent a lot of time Long Island. I grew up in Central Islip, hometown of K Solo, hometown of Keith Murray. I went to high school with Keith Murray. So and you know, Solo was one of my mentors. I haven't talked to him many years, but yeah, I go back to those days, man. Hit Squad, the first squad, right? You have the Flip Mode Squad, you have the Def Squad, you have all these different squads. The first squad, you know your history, was the Hit Squad.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Before because I want to definitely talk about that high school life. But the first thing I want to talk about is that transition coming from Florida, going to the East Coast. When did you, because obviously you have a love for hip hop. When did you realize that this was a type of music that you gravitated to and would later start to perform?
I started rhyming when I was about 9 years old. You know, breakdancing on the corner. You know, I grew up in a multicultural neighborhood. As far as my shade, I was a minority where I grew up, which I'm proud of my upbringing. And so, you know, I grew up surrounded by it. You know, my country influence came from my stepfather. He was into that old country. I'm talking Hank Williams, not Hank Williams Jr. I'm talking Johnny Horton, you know, just some stuff that people like, word, am I here? You know, I grew up bumping that in the Blazer with in his Suburban. You know, that was his music. So, but yeah, no, I fell in love with hip hop at 9 years old. The first record I bought was Run DMC's first album with my own money.
Okay, all right. And what about hip hop did you love so much?
It was new. It spoke to me, especially in the multicultural neighborhood I grew up in. I didn't know rock and roll back then. I didn't know about much of that stuff. To me, I was surrounded just by hip hop. It was that era before it was pop culture, right? So it was it was just as soon as you walked out the door, that's what you ran into, you know. Fell in love with graffiti, you know. I used to pop and lock. I couldn't do windmills and stuff like that, but you know, I fell in love with a lot of aspects of the music and the culture that went along with it.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's move up to high school. So you're in high school.
Yeah.
With the Ladder Man, K Solo, aka the Ladder Man, Keith Murray. Like, how did the kids accept you in high school? Especially like, you know, I don't know, because you said multicultural neighborhood, but how many Caucasian guys was rapping?
There was a few of us.
Okay.
Well, one of them was a dude that we ended up forming a rap group. That's when we signed a Solo's label. But Solo was older than us, right? So, but by the time I hit high school, I discovered a lot of rock music. I used to go back to Florida in the summer to visit my father. So I ended up getting a lot of influence from and dipping into different music, right? I mean, first of all, one of my favorite stories is when I was down there, my stepsister watching MTV. We didn't have MTV up where I lived, but my dad was in the trailer park in Florida, and they had MTV down there, and the song comes on, "Walk This Way," and my stepsister's friends were like, "Oh," and I was younger, right? You know, "Oh, we just love Steven Tyler." I'm like, "Steven Tyler? Aerosmith? Who the hell is Aerosmith? I want to know who the dudes who were with girl makeup on the stage with Run DMC."
Right.
Yeah.
So what, when you sing, because you know, I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard Walk This Way, I was mad.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like hip hop needed that crossover at the time. Now I appreciate what they were doing and where it has brought hip hop. But when I first heard it, I was mad. I was like, man, we don't need that. But you know, I did know Walk This Way. And I later appreciated what it done for the culture as a whole.
For real.
How did you feel seeing Run DMC and this rock group share the same stage, share the same video screen?
I was mad. I was like, come on, man. You know, I mean, I went through a few Run DMC albums, right? And because I bought the first one was like 83, 84, their first record, right? Rock Box and, Wake Up. That was my joint. Yep. So, but yeah, I was blown away by it. But at the end of the day, kind of like you, I recognize what it did for the overall crossover. I mean, Rick Rubin, genius, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the group. You said you were once signed to K Solo's label. You were in a group. What was the name of the group, and what were the members, and where are the members now, if you know?
And you're taking me back, Vic. The group was called Caveman. There was four Caucasian dudes.
Caveman.
Yeah, Caveman. Yeah. Had a gimmick to it too. So it was
Y'all
crazy.
have on caveman suits?
Just camo and stuff like that. Okay. Not nothing that crazy. But yeah, no, it was a learning experience, man. I was a young kid, man. I was like 19, so it was it takes me back. So one of the members I'm still in touch with. He's the guy that grew up in the same town. The other two guys, I have no idea. But yeah, man, it was. I learned a lot. That's why I still got my 2-inch reel. I saw you post, yo, Deacon Blu, what you know about 2-inch reel? I know all about 2-inch reel, baby.
What were the downfalls of the group? Why didn't it work?
We were young. I mean, that had a lot to do with it. I mean, Kevin was dealing with his own situations at the time. He was signed with Death Row. I mean, that's even before I kind of really knew what Death Row was or was about. So, we ended up getting turned down by a couple majors for distribution. Some people were interested, but then, we kind of just went our separate ways. And I didn't get in touch with that other member. We didn't start kicking it around again until about 5 to 6 years ago. So.
Does the other member still dibble and dabble in rap?
Yeah, my other dude from CI, yeah, Centralized, what we call CI. He definitely still does. He's still nice with it too.
Okay, all right.
We done a couple joints together since. A different stage name, man. Decon Blu is a new project. So.
All right. So can I ask, what was Decon Blu prior to being Decon Blu?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna share that now.
Okay.
But I put out some albums. I was signed to a record label in Asia, kind of jazzy hip hop vibe stuff, laid back, but total different vibe. But it's not nothing that I still have my day job. It ain't like it made me a ton of money while I'm just making music for a living. But I want to put my eggs in that basket. And I've been giving advice to kids ever since I was, I don't know, early in my 20s, playing shows. When I opened up for De La Soul back in the day on Long Island with my full band, I remember some kid came up to me, he was like 18. He was like, yo, I want to do this rap stuff. I'm like, where? Okay, yeah, go ahead, go for it. He's like, and I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 18. I said, you graduate high school? He's like, yeah. I said, you going to college? He's like, nah, I'm going to do this music thing. I said, do yourself a favor. You don't realize how much time you have on your hands, right? You a young man. I says, I'm going to give you the non-popular artist answer. I'm going to say, do yourself a favor, get yourself a backup plan. Do this music, but you have the time to do both. Put yourself in college. Have a backup plan. Because, this game is for real. And a lot of people will spend a lot of their time in their lives, I won't say throwaway, but you need to have your backup plan. I didn't realize that till later in my 20s. I went back and got my degrees. I have a career. I don't need to rap. So.
Right. Gotcha. All right. So let's bring it up to current. First of all, what was the relationship like with K Solo? Like, you actually was signed to a legendary hip hop artist. A lot of people watching this show won't know K Solo, but if you do your Googles, K-Solo, like my man Deacon said, from the original squad, the hit squad, which was K Solo, Redman, Eric Sermon, and Paris Smith, also known as PMD.
EPMD, yeah. And DOS Effects.
DOS Effects. Y'all Google Headbang.
Yeah. So
Google Headbang.
Best posse cut of all time. Period.
Yeah. What was it like working with someone like K Solo, and what did you learn?
I'd like to say I learned a lot what not to do. Working with him was it was cool. We was building a kind of a family vibe. That's what I like about the country rap vibe. It kind of reminds me back in the day. It gives me that golden era vibe a little bit, Vic. I don't know if I get the feeling that you have a similar feeling toward it. So it was good. You know, I got experience recording in big studios, working with engineers. I mean, I remember going up to Dejan, used to be a studio up in Rochester, Dejan, where some guy out there was producing tracks. He did some cuts on our demos. His name was DJ Green Lantern. I mean, and this is in '93, dude. You know what I mean? Or '94, right? This is even before he was Green Lantern. So it was just it set my expectations. It's like, yo, the game's crazy. Seeing even what happened with Kev, the ups and downs, it really just it put things in perspective. I wanted to do it for myself, but I learned that it's on you. Nobody's gonna do things for you. You gotta make it happen yourself, right? Bet on yourself. Don't think that because you have talent, the next man gonna take care of you. Hard work outdoes talent any day. And I say that to the young dudes coming up because I do this for fun.
Okay. All right. Now, your take on country rap is actually why I started to indulge.
Same
now,
here.
I'm gonna be honest. I always, from doing FM radio, I always, it was far and in between when it comes to records service to me by country rap artists. Like I might get a coat for it every now and then, or Lax, Moonshine Bandit, but having an FM radio show and being able to control my own playlist, I always felt the need to put those artists in because I felt like even as independent artists, they was even more independent because they was fighting what was considered at that time uphill battle because, you know, being a Caucasian artist in the African-American dominated culture of hip hop, you might not get the attention you deserve. There are people now who hate Eminem and act like he's not one of the greatest lyricists because of his skin color. So I always felt like I'm going to give these guys an opportunity, even though other people won't. And as it progressed and grew, I started to appreciate the family value I seen in it, the honesty I seen in it. You know, getting on a track talking about battling alcoholism, but not making it like I'm drunk off this lean. You know what I'm saying? Talking about it as in this is something that's detrimental to me, as opposed to glorifying it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about being incarcerated, rebuilding your life, as opposed to saying I earned the stripes while I was in jail. So I actually like the fact that in country rap, some of the things that I consider being glorified in traditional hip hop wasn't in country rap. I also like the fact with most country rap artists, if they got a wife or a fiance, I see them in posts as opposed to anniversary and birthday. Like I see kids. So I like the fact that it was family orientated. People were proud to have families. They weren't rapping about hitting the side chick, I hit your chick. So that's what made me gravitate to it. And the fact that I feel like a lot of the artists were being overlooked. So that's what made me come to it. What made Decon Blu gravitate towards country rap, other than what you just said?
Yeah, so other than what I just said, really, the passing of my stepfather who raised me, his country music influence on me, and me dabbling in the studio, messing around with stuff. I said, you know, I'm gonna put together, you know, some music that combines kind of the musicality of country with, you know, what I felt that I can do, you know, on the mic, which is more hip hop related. And so, you know, that was the real trigger for me, was his passing, because I was still doing, you know, stuff on prior projects a little bit here and there. You know, I put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. You know, I'm a busy guy, family, and all that other stuff. So, and then, yeah, I ended up writing a few songs. One of them was Downriver, so which is a total dedication to my father, my stepfather, who passed. If it wasn't for that man, you know, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, so, and that's what got me gravitated. I started doing a little research. Then you start running into all these artists, and I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, I heard of, you know, of course, Bubba, right? You know, he's one of the guys that straight out the gate kind of started it by default. I know it's not just Bubba, but then you start digging a little bit, and you pull up all the guys that we all know: Church, Calhoun, Demon Jones, who honestly, my opinion, in this lane, I respect how that guy navigates the game. That guy is a true master. That dude is a straight up sensei. Songwriter, musician, but the way he navigates the game and keeps himself, it looks like he keeps himself grounded. Out of here.
Definitely, much respect to Demon. First of all, what was the reception of Downriver, which I gotta say is an amazing song. I gotta say, is that you singing on that?
That's all. That Downriver is 100% me singing. Yeah. That's all. It's just me on the vocals. Period.
Okay. It's an amazing song, amazing tribute song.
Yeah.
What was the reception of Downriver, being that your first introduction to the genre of country rap?
I'll say some of the other artists in the genre seem to like it. I think a couple of the reactors liked it. Again, I wasn't trying to, blow up with this stuff. I'm just trying to get it out there, just create my art, and it's like a painter, right? You get it out and get it into a place where they show art. So that's basically what I did. The reception was for such a personal song. I was going back and forth about putting it out. So it's been good.
Okay. All right. Now, when it comes to networking with other artists, and I think, look, I love when you come in the chats when I'm live and when I'm doing stuff. I think you're one of the funniest guys that's in my chats. When it comes to networking with other artists, reactors, podcasters, content creators, how have they been when it comes to receiving Decon Blu?
Oh, they've been good, especially with the latest single, Who Dat. Two Mother Truckers got in there and did a reaction, which I was blown away by. I didn't expect them to do that. Kenny Reacts. Captain Kirk's always been supportive. Yo Main Girl, she did a reaction. It's a little more of an aggressive song, a little more in that hip hop lane. If you heard it or didn't hear it, produced by 3030.
3030.
Yeah. Props to him, man. He did a great job mixing and mastering, and it was a fun song to put out because it's like people see me popping around like Decon Blu. Yo, who's that? Well, who Decon Blu? Here you go. So I wanted to come out with something that I don't know. I heard the track and I said, I just started writing with something that was a little more, let's say, hip hop.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about what's behind you. I see different records back there.
Yeah.
I can't see. I'm trying to see if I see your original hip hop name on one of those records.
Yeah, on the orange one behind me was the first album that actually is the promo record that I put out in Asia. And that was a CD, but then they put out a 12-inch vinyl. So that's back in like 07. And then behind me over here is all the compilation albums I've been on out there, just with many different artists released on the label out in Asia.
Okay. All right. Now I also noticed what's on that shirt. What Mafia? Look, bro. What
Model
is that?
Model A.
What does that mean?
So Model A is a car. Model A Ford. If you've seen the 16-bar challenge, you say, "Hey, Decon Blu, what whip is that?" It's a 1930 Model A. So I'm a hot rod guy. So that's one of my cars.
Okay, so I want to bring that up. What is your fascination or fixation with cars? Because I know you do the old schools.
Yeah, man. Both my dads, my biological dad, my stepfather, car guys. I grew up just surrounded by hot rod magazines and the obsession with cars. We never had really the money to do it. My first car was a 51 Chevy I built with my stepfather, which was like a rat rod. And in the 90s, there was no such thing as rat rods, right? So as I got older, you get yourself in a financial position where you can get back into such a hobby. That's what I did. So when my dad got sick, we actually built revamped the 52 Chevy, and then I ended up with the 1934. Yeah, I'm into old school hot rods. None of these newer school rice burner cars, which is cool. I mean, kids like fast cars, but yeah, I'm definitely into the old school hot rods, not just you know, classic cars built stock, meaning built to like original spec. You know, I like customized, hot rods and stuff. That's been my thing. I'm part of a car club out here. I do a lot of work in that area too. So it's one of the other hobbies that get me in trouble. So
what do you got in the garage?
I got a 1952 Chevrolet. It's all black with metallic purple ghost flames. It's called the Ghost. It's basically the same as a 51. So I'm fortunate to have the first car that I had when I was a kid back. Of course, it's a lot nicer. It has a 383 stroker and it has 440 horse. Then I have a 1930 Model A, which the Model A Mafia is a worldwide car club for Model A's. That's a sedan. That has about 450 horse in it, but its car's only like 2,000 pounds. So that's, the hood's chopped. It's a cool ride. It's loud as hell. It'll shake the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you love more, hip hop or the cars?
I tell you what, as I get older, it's more the cars. I grew up, hip hop. You might be able to relate to this, Vic. It's like,
Why do you keep calling me old, Deacon Blu? I ain't but 27.
Yeah, you ain't old, baby. Neither am I. But we old school. So but I can relate to things change, hobbies change. Like I still love doing music. I like to dabble with it, but and put out some content and have some fun making a song. But it's cool to get into the cars. So I could do that hobby until I'm freaking 80. So.
Hey, and you always got a car to put in the video.
For real. Then if I want to do a whole video on cars, I got a bunch of dudes that are old enough to be my dad that have nicer cars than I do when it comes to that space. So.
Have you introduced your music to your car clubs?
Nah, for the most part, no. Those guys. I'm one of the younger guys in there, and I take care of a few things. I manage the website and all that other stuff. So,
gotcha.
I handle that technology stuff, right? They were like, this guy knows that.
Okay. Deacon Blu, I gotta say thank you for your time. I also have a review of Who That coming up.
Oh, word?
Yes, sir. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for your time. Let these people know before I let you go. Number one, how to find you on social media and how to check out Who That.
Yeah. First, let me say I'm honored to be here with you. For the fact that, the first person I actually get online to chat here with a quote unquote interview in this space, not that I haven't done interviews before, but in this space of country rap is with VicXL, which I think is awesome. How people for real. I'm a humble dude. I don't, you taking time out of your day too. So, so online you can catch me at, it's just Decon Blu Music, right? DECON Music, Blue Music, BLU. So it's DECON BLU Music. You can get me there on Instagram, and from there it's just DECON Blue BLU over on YouTube, and same thing on Facebook. So
okay, are you a pro football fan?
I'm more of a college fan, but yeah, no, I like pro. Yeah.
The reason I ask because Florida, y'all got some good representation in the NFL in the playoffs this year. Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Miami, not Miami. I think
it come to pro. I'm New York Giants, baby. That's where I grew up. So.
Oh well, you're happy right now. Y'all just pulled out a major upset past weekend.
For real.
See, Deacon Blu, I know why we go at it now. Florida, Georgia, Giant. You like the Giants, and I like them Cowboys.
Oh man. So I'm out here in PA now. I'm only about 45 minutes from Kenny Reacts. So it's big Eagle country out here, boy. Woo. But no, I don't hate the Eagles, but the Cowboys, man.
Did you see what my Cowboys just did to that quarterback by the name of Brady?
I mean, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
And
He said he's gonna come up there with you and build a car. He ain't gonna play football. No, I'm just Deacon Blu, it's been an honor and a pleasure. First and foremost, whenever you see me online, bro, I always jump in and rib me because me and you be having the old school ribs. I'm sure people have no clue what we're talking about majority of the time.
Yeah, I'll be throwing those out there because I'm like, Vic's gonna get this Papa Fresh and maybe 359 and even Scram because I know he got experience too.
Yeah. So, man, definitely it's always an honor and pleasure to talk to you. Bro, keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely shining a positive light on the genre. Yeah. And I'm going to be here for your growth and progress. And man, you always have a home to tell your story.
Yeah, no, same here, Vic. I appreciate that. New music from Decon Blu coming out in February. I'm probably gonna drop another joint. It's gonna be a little more country. So be on the lookout, man. I'll hit you up.
Was it a reason you didn't put an A in there in the Deacon?
You know, there's a reason. There is a reason. I wanted to pull that out to make it unique. First of all, Decon Blu, where that originates from, if you don't mind, I'll just let you know. It's really a song called Deacon Blues by one of my favorite bands of all time, Steely Dan, off the album Asia. Okay. And if you look at the cover art for Who Dat, and you look at the Asia cover art, you'll see the similarities. Asia is the first album I ever owned. It was given to me by my biological father before he left back to Florida. So it has a special meaning to me. And the song Deacon Blues is my favorite song off the album. So hence the name Decon Blu.
Gotcha. All right, Deke. Until next time, my good sir.
All right. Peace, Vic. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the homie Decon Blu. Definitely, if y'all get an opportunity, please make sure y'all go check out Who Dat. And enjoy. Make sure you check out all the reactors who are talking about it. And make sure y'all follow my guy Decon Blu and everything he's got going. Now, before I get up out of here, I got to say this show has been brought to you by the good people over at Asset Distribution. All right, Asset Distribution is a best-in-class music distribution platform for labels, artists, and right holders. Distribute your music worldwide while cutting out the middleman and retaining ownership of your content. Be sure to log on to www.assetdistro.com to sign up today, and make sure you tell them Riding Dirty Radio and the Country Rap Report and VicXL, which all is one. Tell them Country Rap Report sent you. All right, it's your boy VicXL. This is the Country Rap Report. Again, make sure y'all like the channel, subscribe to the channel, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. All right, until next time, peace.